beloveds. This is Keleena, and we are in for a big September shift. This is a month of change, okay? This month it comes up with a numerology as a 5-month, and it also is a 5 year. So again, we have a lot of change happening this month. I'm not a numerologist, but I've been dabbling in numbers for a long time, and it is a number of freedom and a number of change. It's also a number, again, I talked about this before, that represents, like, it's connected to Aquarius. So there we go with that freedom energy again. Here's what I'm picking up the freedom is because of what I myself have been really experiencing and going through. And I'm going to explain a lot of that for you guys. Our ascension process is a constant change, okay? You're in constant change all the time, every day, every minute, every hour, and you're changing at the cellular level. That's why when I do like the light language activations, I say they go through the DNA at the cellular level. Those are one of the ways that you're changing, you know, at that cellular level, the codes coming in from the sun. What Gaia's vibration is, her vibration changes. You have to match her. So you're constantly changing. The other thing that's so massive that's happening right now, and I'm experiencing this myself, is I'm waking up totally blank in the morning. So it's another level of shifting your consciousness and your awareness. And for me, it's been waking up blank, and the removing of the identity at another level, because this has been happening for me throughout my life. So it depends on where you are in your process. Okay. So if you haven't really gone through that identity change yet, believe me, it happens in levels, it happens in segments. It will happen. And the first time when you first wake up, that first shift that you have with your identity is where you start to wake up and you're like, why am I working this job? Why am I eating this food? Why am I living this? But you start questioning everything. So that's the beginning of ascension, when you start going through that shift and change. And the identity of who you thought you were, you start leaving that behind, because that was all developed from what we call the created ego, or the false identity ego, the ego that you created from the time you're a child, from people telling you who you are, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to believe in, you know, what you are supposed to believe in, all of those things, the patterns, the programming. And from there, you create your behaviors. So you have to remember that their perception as you were growing up created part of your reality. And as you're growing up, or as you become that adult and you are that adult, your perception also creates your reality. So right now in September, this is a massive shift of new beginnings for everybody. People are getting the rugs pulled out under them, from them. Houses are going to be taken away. Okay, there's going to be some shifts and changes in all countries. Some people are going to have their modality shifting. Some people are going to have, you know, the identity shift and change, which is going to be big depending on where you are in your process. Because what's happening is your beliefs. As I'm talking to you, there's 2 doves walking right across the wall over at the window there. So cute. Your identity is shifting with who you think you are and who you believe you are. I'm going to say that because in the process, as we go and you're climbing these steps of ascension to get to the top of the light being that you are, okay, that ascended level, that Christed self, you let go of all these old belief systems. You let go of the created and manifested patterns that you are. You let go of all of the things that you've done of the past. It's like the past it's no longer serving you. And the past is really not here, because the only moment is the moment of now. So right now in September, everyone's being pushed into being here now, being aligned vertically with your source being, to here, to the heart, to the sacred heart. We are really being pushed to live from here. What I'm really seeing is I've not been able to make any kind of decisions lately. The only thing is I want to explain is that I was pushed out of the place I'm living in because the rent has been hiked so much. So I can't judge it because, whoever is renting it, they feel a need that they need to do that. So that's the God, everybody is God, everybody is a fragment of source. We have to let everybody go through their process in their way. But I was pushed out by seeing nature signs, and I've been pushed out when it started raining, coming straight down right onto my laptop in the house here. And so I was like, okay, I know that means I have to go. So I have not been able to focus on trying to create, like think what I want to do. That's not happening. It's the moment I try to think that, okay, I'm going to do this, boom, no, the slate is washed clean. And that's not going to happen, because what's going to happen is what you're in alignment with. So we are truly being pushed into living from our heart, to living from our blueprint, from who we are, why we came here. Source is really aligning us. Spirit is aligning us and saying, nope, that's not what you're going to be doing today, or no, that's not what you're going to do for whatever you're trying to create. We're gonna pull that away because you're going to do this instead. I couldn't figure out where I was going to be living. It's very hard to find a place here in Sedona to rent right now. And so I was very lucky that this next place manifested, and beautiful people are renting it to me. But I kept getting, am I supposed to be in Sedona? Am I supposed to be somewhere else? I was meditating. I was waiting for the answer. And then the house popped up and I'm like, okay, so that's my answer for now. Yet I still feel like I'm going to be somewhere else as well. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I did take that place to rent, but I'm still feeling like other things are going to happen. And here's the thing, we have to allow it. We can't hold on to the beliefs of where we think we're supposed to be or what we think we're supposed to be doing, because what that is that's almost like the ego's trying to hold on to it, and that's control. And one of the biggest things that I really help in my sessions with my clients for ascension sessions and doing activations, one of the biggest things I find in people is everybody's solar plexus is always squeezing so tight because they're trying to control. And the biggest thing is trying to control the outcome of everything. So when we're trying to control the outcome of everything, that means the ego is dabbling in there saying, okay, though, this is what we need to do, and this is what I want to do. And it's letting go of the desires of the third dimensional reality, the wants of the third dimensional reality, or fourth dimensional, whatever you want to call it, because you're aligning with the fifth dimensional consciousness of yourself, your Christed consciousness, where you're coming more into your center, where everything is here, and we just allow it. And when we wake up each day, whatever is on the agenda for that day is what source is going to show us. It's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's going to change. And this is the pull away from time. This is the pull away from thinking that there's a past or thinking that there's a future, because there really isn't. Those are irrelevant. The only actual time is now, the moment. And I've been talking about this for years, and I've been saying this is coming, and here it is. This is truly the month that it's happening. And it's happening to everybody at a level that you're at the level that you're at this, because remember, I say this all the time in videos, not everybody is in the same place in their ascension, and it's not a rush. Okay. And nobody has to be the first to get to anywhere, because everything's eternal anyway. Okay. But here's the thing. Trust is one of the biggest pieces that people let go of. Trust and faith and hope. And when we don't hold on to that, we're actually denying source. We're denying God. We're denying God's existence, and we're denying that God is within us, that Mother, Father, Creator, Source are who we're from. So when we deny certain things, when we don't have faith, when we don't have hope, or we're denying somebody in our life, saying, oh, that person, this or that, we're denying ourselves seeing that person as the God source that they are, which means that we're denying that within ourselves. And that holds us in a lower vibration. And so that's all part of the ego program, the false ego, the created ego that you've been running. And this is what we're being moved out of. We are being moved here. And this is where we're supposed to stay. Blessings. So I want everyone to know you're going to feel at times, you may feel frustrated because you can't do what you want to do, what the ego wants to do. You might feel frustrated because things are being pulled out from under you and you have no control, you have no grip on it anymore. You just have to let go. You have to trust in God. You have to trust in source, that what's happening for you is because there's golden opportunities ahead. So whatever you're being taken away from, there's always something better. Okay. This is it's such a powerful month. And I know that I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, I'm so worried about, the September, the fall, all this stuff's going to happen. Well, everything that happens within us as we're transforming and breaking down the old us, it's happening out on the planet because we are the foundation. So the foundations outside of us that we created are breaking down as well. And I've been talking about this in the videos for a long time, and it's happening, but now it's happening at deeper levels. And you're really going to have to step into trusting this month and allowing everything that needs to happen for you to happen. Okay. It's such a dynamic time. It's so magical because it's all about alchemy, and it's about believing that source always is watching over us, always. And if we think that they don't, then that source, mother, father is not watching over us, then we're denying that within ourselves. And that's when you create an obstacle and you don't change. Okay, that's when you hold your back, holding yourself back. So for me, waking up totally blank in the morning has been another part of letting go of who I believe myself to be. But this is a different level because there's a part in the beginning of Ascension when you first wake up and you break away from the old third dimensional jobs and the program, the timeline of you got to go to school this time, you got to graduate this time, and you got to get married at this time and have 2 kids, a house, a dog, blah, blah. That's all a program. It holds you to that linear timeline that's created in a false belief system. Okay. So I'm at this different stage in my process where I've gone through all these embodiments and all of these. And if you've been watching me a long time, I have these massive amounts of different forms of modalities of healing that come through me, speaking all these light languages, all these vibrations of light languages from different places that come through me, because that's part of who I came to be, to help in service for source, to help awaken others and help empower people and help women move into their power and find their true selves. That's all part of what I came here to do. I mean, there's so much more than that. That's just part of it. But here's the thing. They were connected to embodiments, and they were connected to previous lifetimes and parallel lives. And I now am seeing that we have to let go of all of those as well. We have to let go of the archetypal lives that we may have had or accumulated all of our energies from, because we are becoming all that we have been in the highest and purest benevolent source of light now, in this moment. Okay. So we have to let go of everything that we've thought or known ourselves to be through a belief system, and just allow ourselves to be the Christ being that we are. Okay. The monad, the Christ monad, is where I feel that we are from, because we are all Christ. We are We are all, from mother, father, source, and we are the Christ children. And we, as we step back into that higher state of awareness and that higher consciousness and that higher level, and they just show me spheres of light. They're showing us as spheres of light. And when we're in our sphere of light, we're in our Christ consciousness, and we're at that higher vibration, that higher frequency. And that's where all the love is. And that's where we are to be. And when we move there in a mass collective, what's going to happen on this planet is going to be so powerful. And it's all from that beautiful energy of love. Know that you have the courage and strength to be strong. For those of you that did my Lionsgate webinar in August, it was about courage and strength, and it was the divine feminine aspects coming in to activate and to connect you with the divine feminine Christ consciousness that's been shut down and suppressed for thousands of years. So that's actually going, I'll put it in the description. If you guys haven't done that, you can find that link in there and actually do that one, because the activations were so powerful. But you have that courage and strength, and it's the energy of the divine feminine with everyone that is rising, whether you're a man or a woman. The mother energy, the feminine energy, the love, the unconditional love of mother is really, 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 I don't know why they're giving me the word pervading, but I don't know what that word is. It's really intense on the planet, and it's creating these intense changes for everyone, and your hearts are going to feel it, but it's creating these intense energies on the planet because the mother is the heart. Okay, the divine feminine is the heart, where we feel. The masculine, the pineal, is the mind, where the ideas come in and they bring it to the heart, and the divine feminine creation creates. So know that when you allow yourself to be in that flow, okay? You allow yourself to let go of the grip of the want to control the outcome of everything, letting go of the grips of who you believe yourself to be, or where you believe yourself is supposed to be, or maybe who you believe you're supposed to be with, or the country you believe you're supposed to be in. All those things are going to shift and change, because source is going to say, no, that's not your alignment. Your alignment's here now. Boom, there you go. Okay, this is happening, and it's a constant, and the change is going to happen constantly. You're not going to have any control over it. None. Because you're moving back into your own self-centered awareness, where you align, and you just are going to be able to wake up every day and go, okay, I think it was a butterfly just flew right over the window. This is a massive transformation for everybody. And this is happening to everyone on the earth, everyone. Okay. So even if you feel someone's trying to control the people on the earth, or, whatever, open your heart to that individual, open your heart to those people, those groups, and consciously send them massive waves of love to raise their vibration and their frequency, because the only way we are going to shift everyone on this planet is to shift everyone into love. And can you do that? Yes, you can do that. I sat in meditation. I'm like, can we send all of these people love? Can we do this? Because a lot of you worry about the politicians, about the people that are doing stuff that's taking your freedom and your rights away with what you want to do with your body. Send them massive amounts of love and lift their vibration into that Christed consciousness, who they truly are. Because when they start coming into this kind of alignment, is when they won't have any control what they're going to be trying to do. Okay, this is why it's so important to be here, and this is why it's important to see even those people as source, because they are just as you are. They're just veiled. A lot of them are still swimming in a lot of darkness, but the more we send them the love light of the divine feminine heart, the more the Christed heart, people are going to transform. Humanity is going to transform. Humanity is already transforming, but it's going to grow even more. Do not fear. Some people are saying, oh, this fall, things are going to be changing. Everything's going to get really bad. Yes, there's going to be people at certain levels where you're going to feel civil unrest with them. If that's not your thing, then disconnect. You don't need to be in that. Also, definitely disconnect. I say this all the time for years. Disconnect with your TVs and the news and stuff. It's just trying to throw that propaganda, fear into you. There are some very beautiful people on BitChute and YouTube that are showing you the truth that's happening in the world about a lot of the things that we're being lied about. So there's a lot of hidden things that are still going to come up this month and through the next months. Don't get angry. Okay? Don't get angry. Yes, I understand that people want justice. People are going to be, how can they do that? Stay in your heart, because when you jump into that anger mode, you jump out of the God being that you are. You step out of your Christed self, but you need to see those people. You need to be aware of where they're at, be aware of where you're at, okay? And hold yourself in that state of being of the Christed consciousness that you truly can be in when you're connected here in your sacred heart. Open that solar plexus. Breathe. Miananaku farasohu. Ta en me te kiantos no sutakros na pokotor na ana ia aya at. Blessings. Shana ut nyana kia satorush na horia ki inteniena ut nemia sata kura neara kianta ke tikiri otokoro utu ku atna. Remember that some of you have been doing this for a long time, longer than others, and some are just awakening. So, and I've said this for a long time, you may be that person now that needs to hold your hand out and guide others along. And you don't have to do it publicly like I do. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to be a wayshower. I'm here to be which you can call a teacher. Some people call me a coach. I don't call myself a coach. There's so many people calling themselves coaches. But what I feel is that I'm here to guide you into finding your true self. And that's what I do, in the sessions. I help you open up and activate. We break down those old codes and activate the codes within you that are suppressed or dormant, and help you to start in your purification process and moving into the light body. That's another thing. The crystals, mine are shining at night now. So it's amazing, everything that's going on with us. So again, your bodies, this month, you might be feeling aches and pains in your bodies. That's just part of this process of ascension as you're letting go. Also, the heart, the anahata heart, the physical heart, you might feel squeezy, you might feel pressure. You might not be able to get a deep breath in the lungs. That's because of everything that's going. There's a lot of energies on the planet right now that are shifting you to move into your heart. So sometimes these walls you have around your heart have to come down, but it's also the expansion of your heart and the expansion of the awareness of your heart that's shifting and changing you as well. So all is well, okay? Things are going to be shifting and changing on the earth, but this is exactly what you asked for. Remember all the times that the ego said, I wish I didn't have to work so much. I wish I can spend more time with my family, my friends. I wish I can spend more time with my kids. You know, I wish they had better foods in the stores. I wish that they would stop putting pollution here or there. I would, you know, everything is changing. These things have to crumble so that you that wished for it and the millennials and the crystal kids that are here, like my kids' age, you know, they're in their early 20s. They're here to create those new foundations, and they're developing these new ideas. And the millennials, there's some millennials that are creating these new things on the earth, these new platforms that are going to be going in and taking place of the foundations that are crumbling. I don't like the banking system. I don't like that I can't get this a loan. I don't like that, you know, it costs this much money for this, a house, a car, blah, blah, blah. You know, those are all the things that you've asked to change, and it's going to change. There's going to be some things that are going to pummel, and they may shock you at first, but don't fall into the drama or the fear of it. Know that these are the things you asked for. Okay. And know that it's changing and shifting because you asked it to. And that's why it will. Okay. If there's not fruits or vegetables in your stores, find a local farmer and go take a visit and make sure you pay them what they deserve to receive. Okay. Because they work their butts off. I have a family that, you know, they had farmland, and I know my father came from that. So, you know, make sure that you, or at least some of his family came from that. Make sure that you know, you give where it's due. All right. A lot of you are going to also, what they're showing me, a lot of you are going to be breaking free and doing your own work at home even more. So if you've been involved in working, you're going to realize that what I do here, I don't have to do for someone else. I can do this myself and create my own clientele. So, and this just isn't in like spiritual work. This is in all kinds of work, because we still need certain people that can run certain things. But you're going to see that you don't have to do for someone else, and they're, you know, you're giving all your time, and they're taking, you know, your time for you, and you're not getting enough money to barely survive. This stuff's all going to change. And it changes when you allow it. It changes when you go back here. And I'm going to tell you right now again, you're not going to be able to control the change. So it's just going to happen. Again, the place that I'm in, boom, gone like that. And so, you know, I was a little stressed. I'm like, okay, where am I going to go? Where am I supposed to be? Because a year ago, they told me I would be here for a year. And I said, where will I be? Does that mean this house or Sedona? And they said, you will see. And I was like, so I had to trust this year. I really had to trust. I'm like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Am I supposed to leave here? Am I supposed to go somewhere other state? Am I supposed to be in another country? And then when the house showed up and it felt right in alignment, when I walked through it, I was like, okay, thank you. So you really have to allow yourself to feel feelings in the heart. That's the feminine. Allow yourself to feel where you're supposed to be. Let go of the belief systems of where you think you're supposed to be, do whatever. Let go of the want to outcome, the want of the outcome to control everything. Again, that's one of the biggest things that comes up in sessions for the last 6 years or so with my clients. That's the piece that's really ingrained in the programming. Okay. So I love you all. It's been wonderful. I'm going to give you some light language. Also, I want to let everyone know I'm doing a retreat with beautiful divine sister Giselle Koy. She was the founder of the Conscious Media Festival that's gone on for years. She's stepped away from that. Now she's got a place here in Sedona, a retreat center. It's absolutely beautiful. It's called the Venus Villa. So I'm doing a women's empowerment retreat with her. We're going to be working together. Of course, all what I do like bring in the activations. I will go in your subconscious. I will help you align it to your heart. find what you're supposed to be doing here. She's a visionary and so much more. It's going to be private. It's a beautiful, like 5-star villa. Okay. You can look it up under, I believe it's the Venus Villa, but I'll put the link below if you want to see it. It was also in my newsletter. And it's going to be fantastic. There will be someone to take you hiking. We are going to have someone does a breath work with you, and then I will be doing a lot of the work with you. And Giselle will be coming in. You also have a private chef for the weekend. So it's beautiful. And I'm very, I'm delighted to work with her, and very humbled because it's a different energy for me. It's new for me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate her very much. She's very gifted, and things are changing for me a lot. They will change a lot for you as well. You just have to trust. Okay. Na antoniere. Let's bring in the highest benevolent source love light activations for everyone. Heart to heart. What I send is going to come from my sacred heart to your sacred heart. Take a deep breath, hands, palms facing up on your lap, and open and ready to receive. It's a crystalline alignment. Na unte mikirash no sokotokotokoto utokorosh na haaya na eat. Nikitikotokotokotokoto ukatuya na ateras. Nisikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikirikir Niao Kui, Shions Nut Nur Muro, Old Nah Nemera, Nahiku Se I Ora. Aligning, releasing. Saunyana tenyana yanyanaham manayo. Saturya mikiataat. This is a symbol of the Pleiades. It is not anything bad. It was hijacked, so don't freak out. Na ukatere Krishna na te iti a u akara niana moriana veti nis nianta et. Okay, I feel a lot of releasing going on with the lower chakras into the solar plexus as well. So you'll be feeling that. That's elemental. It's very sneaky. I feel a lot of healing coming out from my hands right now, a lot of light coming up from my hands right now. If you wish to accept it, just say, accept this healing from Keleena. Na ete kiarash, na sonto numerosh, na mahi, I tia tur, at poku. Blessings, beloveds. We are one. We are one eternally. We always have been, and we always will be. And the more you come into alignment with your Christed self, your God Goddess self, and you really see yourself for who you are, the God Goddess that you are, the Christed being, you realize that each person, and you really listen to the things that are being told to you, that each person is the same. So don't judge them, because if you're judging this month, woo, you're going to have stuff pulled out from under you. And if you're judging yourself, you're going to go through a lot of releasing, because judgment is a belief system. Okay, it's part of that old belief system. And judgment comes from fear, fear-based reality. And that's not where we're going. That's what's breaking down on the planet. You are moving into a heart alignment, the heart-based reality, heart love. Okay, the unification of the one. All of us. Nyanantod namasiantanaria o unyamar. I am. Some of you may feel that. Okay. I'm going to leave it here for now. This is what I'm receiving for this first half of the month. There's going to be a second half of the month video on my Patreon. If you're interested in that, the link will be below. It'll be www.patreon.com/Keleena Melnar if you're interested in joining my Patreon. Thank you to the Patreon members. You're the ones that are assisting and helping me be able to keep things going. I do appreciate all of you. I love you so much. Thank you for your trust in the work that I do. I do appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Yeah, and I'm going to leave it there. I love you, everybody. Have a beautiful September. Hold yourself in your light, in your heart, and remember who you are. Okay? Yo soy tu,